Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica.Karla. If you don't follow me on social media, I'm gonna go ahead and leave my Instagram right here. I'll link it down below. And people also call me Selfie. So fun fact, at the fashion show, someone said I had no idea so many people called you Selfie. So if you don't follow my online store, I'm gonna go ahead and link it here as well and down below. You can give me a follow. But let's get into it, sis. I have so much to tell you about the 2024 Selfie Ready Fashion Show. My do's, my don'ts, what I learned. It was my first one ever. So girl, your cup is about to overflow with everything I got to say. But I'm also gonna do a little get ready with me porque ando bien greñuda, and I do have an appointment today, so I'm gonna try to do this quick, fast, and efficiently. So let's get to it, sis. Alexa, 1 hour timer.
1 hour, starting now.
I probably have a little less than an hour because I still have to do my hair and get dressed. So let's just start by finding my pomade. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Morphe eyebrow pomade if I can find it. Oh, here it is. So this one, and I use the color or the shade Java. All right, guys, so the fashion show. Oh my gosh, I had to take some off and on days from social media because it was so overwhelming. The amount of mentions, new followers, etc. that I got, such a blessing. But I mean, just the show itself took so much out of me. It was out of this world. The pressure of putting together this fashion show, Lord, it was a lot. It's something that I can't even put into words. It was just so much. Like, I would go to sleep and I just felt like I had 3 elephants sitting on my chest because there were days where I was just like, if I can take this back, I would. Like, plain and simple, I probably would. But mom didn't raise no quitters, so here we are, and we were gonna stick to our word and just pull through with it. Let's start with number one. So number one thing that I bang my head on the wall over and over and makes me cringe so bad is the seating. And I know you're probably thinking like, oh my God, like the chairs were so beautiful. What are you talking about? No, I had an entire seating arrangement, like literally where everybody was gonna like take a seat, who they were gonna sit next to and why. Like, I had this all strictly like thought out. So sponsors, when they bought sponsorship packages, they would get tickets. Obviously, if you bought a ticket, you got a seat. And there were two different types. We had a timeless experience, which was the $45 basic one. It was just a ticket to the show and that's it. And then we had a $75 one. And the $75 one, you got a free drink, you got a goodie bag, you got to experience the VIP lounge with the influencers, which was between 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. All the things, right? And we had huge selfie ready marquee letters. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So tell me why a day before I'm like looking at my seating chart and I'm like, I'm missing 10, like roughly rounding up to 10 chairs. And I'm like, you know what? Like, no, let me just call this event place and add on 10 more chairs. Like, I'd rather have a little bit left over or, rather than not enough. So I call, add on 10 more chairs. Okay, cool, done. The next day, so many people didn't show up. I was just like, this seating chart doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't even matter. It's gonna look like a mouth with missing teeth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, this is insane. So, lesson learned, definitely do an RSVP. Definitely, most definitely do an RSVP. Like, there's just no way. I just figured, like, They paid for the tickets. It's a very anticipated show. Like, people are gonna just show up. Of course, it was people that were like, I couldn't come after all because my babysitter, you know, whatever. Things happen. I get it. But that many people, had I known, I would have done either a big giveaway, I would have sold the tickets, or I feel like a really good idea would have been that anyone that donated their services, like the makeup artist, the models, they could have invited, I could have been like, hey, I have this many. I'm going to raffle them out to you guys. There's enough for everybody, so everyone gets one or two. I don't know. But every time I see videos or pictures with the end, like, you know, it's like you see everybody sitting down and then towards the end, just all those empty seats. And I think there was some seats on the second row that I made, also like empty. So that makes me cringe so bad, so bad. And the fact, like, if I would have known, like, I wouldn't have spent the money on 10 more chairs either. So that made me really sad, made me cringe. I think about it every day to this day. And I know, like, it's my first time doing this. I've never done anything of this capacity. I've never done a fashion show all by myself. I didn't know. So definitely lesson learned. What would be my second point? What else? There's just so much. Okay. Number two. Number two is arranging or planning the actual fashion show when the models walk. We rehearsed, guys, for 3 hours. 3 hours. Could that been cut to maybe an hour, hour and a half? Absolutely. I've been part of a fashion show with like other brands to where I was only in charge of 5 looks, 5 models. And that was, a lot, but it wasn't as much as the Selfie Ready fashion show. I cringe, and I hate to continue saying that, but I cringe because maybe you guys or the audience didn't notice, but I noticed, and I know where I can make better choices and make this a better experience. So the timing was a little off. Like, we practiced for 3 hours, we nailed it, but we never practiced it. We never practiced the fashion show with clothes, like changing in and out of the outfits. It was just kind of like we were just going through the motions, but never actually doing the thing, because we ran the day of. It was not only fitting, so they did fittings, and then we put together the fashion show, and that took 3 hours. And then we said we'll revisit 10 a.m. the day of, and we'll do it with clothes. Well, the day of, I was still in hair and makeup, even though I got there 2 hours before everybody else. So I had to hand it over to our lead makeup artist, and she went through the motions with them as well, but not them changing in and out. So then when I came out and I was like, we need to rehearse it with clothes so we know where to tweak it before we actually walk the show today. I look back and we look at the clock, it's already 12 o'clock. People are already starting to arrive. Oh my God. I said, okay, we'll just figure it out. So when it was the actual show, I noticed that the DJ had a pause for every collection. And in a sense, it was like dead silence to me almost, while the girls were changing, and it shouldn't have happened that way. It should have just been let's go for 13 minutes straight. So, oh yeah, and then that. I didn't know that the show, like this 3 hour rehearsal, was gonna be like only 13 minutes long when we did the actual thing. I really thought at least 30 minutes, at least an hour. Nope. I was like, oh my God. And my thoughts before I put together the fashion show was also to have maybe like another brand open for Selfie Ready. And the brands that I wanted to work with, one of them is in a different state. And I wanted her to be here. And it was just like not an option. Like I was like, okay, well, I mean, if she sends me the clothes, then I kind of still, I don't mind doing everything because I was gonna do it anyway. But I was like, it would be cool if she was here, you know? So I was like, okay. And then my other friend, she was actually there. The timing was just not right for her. So unfortunately, we couldn't have her. So yeah. Um, so that was one part of it. And then the second part was I should have. So the reason why I did influence her lounge 12 to 2:30 was because I noticed that last year for the grand opening, a lot of influencers didn't get there on time. So even though they were supposed to get there at 11:30, they kind of just got there whenever they did. And trust me, it's not a big deal. It's not like, oh my gosh, I hate you for that. It's not. But I was like, okay, well, if they're like running late again, then it'll more be like 1:30 to 2:30 kind of vibes. But no, everybody was getting there like 12, 12:30. I was like, oh my God. So then by the time that 3 o'clock came around, they were just like, girl, can we just do the fashion show and like move on? Like, we're waiting. We've been waiting. We've been ready. And I was like, oh my God. So I felt that energy. Again, it could just be me. You guys let me know if you were there. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought your experience was. Tell me I'm Delulu, please. Or give me some constructive criticism. For the potential next one, I'm not sure yet because at this precise moment, I'm like, hell nah. But there's just so many people that are like, you have to make it a yearly thing. So there's that. Let's see. What else did I learn from this beautiful project? Look at how my eyebrows are coming out nice and clean. Love. I'm just cleaning them up with a little bit of foundation. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Yep, just like that, girl. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. All right, next point. So we did the seating, we did the timing. Tickets. I didn't think that tickets were gonna be that big of a deal. I was like, why are we gonna waste, because our budget was already small, why are we gonna waste money on printing tickets and all the jazz and then sending them out or whatever, or having to create something electronic when we can just have a guest list and I'll categorize it by like what ticket they bought, right? Simple, easy. No, it wasn't. It was a mess. So definitely printing tickets next week or finding like an electronic option. That way when they come up, we're like, oh, VIP, here's your goodie bag, da, da, da. The other way, it was like, oh, I'm looking for your name. Oh, I'm looking for your name. Last minute add-ons. Jessica, like we had headsets. Jessica, we have someone up here saying that they are this and that. And there was a lot of, it wasn't kind of like, oh, you're one or the other. It wasn't like that. So we obviously had influencers. We had parents or family members of the models. So they would get VIP access, like they can get there early, enjoy the VIP and all the things, but only pay $45. They wouldn't get a goodie bag. It was just, you know, so there was a lot of those things and everything was categorized, but it still was crazy. I also feel like because I'm very used to doing everything on my own, a lot of this stuff was in my head. Like maybe I thought I related the message, and that's my fault, to whomever was helping me. And it was all like, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, like they're VIP, they're so-and-so parents. But they're like, oh, it's not on here, or whatever, you know, like little things like that. So at one point I just had to sit in the front and not really enjoy my guest and the VIP. I was just kind of in and out of there. I was just trying to stay in the front. So when they would come in, as soon as I saw them, I knew exactly what it entailed, unless I really didn't know them. So definitely working on that and just overall becoming a better leader. So, I mean, my leadership skills are not too shabby, but definitely have a long way to go, if that makes any sense, because I've been used to just working on my own by myself, doing my own thing. And, yeah, so definitely working on that. I tried my best to stay as organized as I could. Like, if I can show you my cute little notebook, you're gonna see on there like it's color coded and all the things, but at the end of the day, that didn't really matter. So I'm gonna move on to my skincare real quick. So I'm gonna go in with some moisturizer, some serum, and some primer. All right, so tickets, seats, and what else did we talk about? Timing. Okay, next. Oh, the venue. Let's talk about the venue. So I did do it where my brick and mortar was located. I closed it right after the fashion show. I chose not to renew my lease. Yeah, crazy. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the venue. So I had a picture in my head, and girl, we were just gonna roll with that. And then if we needed to tweak anything, we would tweak it, right? Like, no big deal. We'll figure it out. Well, sis didn't think about any fire hazards, blocking any exits. So the bar, you guys know the VIP lounge was kind of smallish. Well, the bar, like I was like, where, like, it didn't matter how we arranged it. Something was gonna be blocking the back exit. So I chose to do the bar because I thought, well, at least there's like behind the bartender, there's still like a little gap, which I never saw the gap the day of. I only saw it when we set everything down. So the bar was blocking the back exit. So if beep hit the fan, of course, in a real scenario, everyone would go around and just out, right? Or push the bar forward and then we all move out, whatever. It wasn't a big deal. It was on wheels, like push it around, push it far. I don't care. But yeah, it shouldn't have been there. Nothing should have been blocking the exit. Not only that, we had to move the selfie ready House of Fashion balloon backdrop. That was actually supposed to be somewhere else. And we ran out of room. So we placed it in the entrance when you walked in. That was one of the first things you would see. Take your picture and then move on to the rest of the venue. That one was blocking not only a business, thankfully they were out of town, it was closed, but it was also blocking, a lot of people don't know this, but the venue is 2 stories. It was blocking the elevator. Yes, girl. So that was another thing. And then there was one more, I don't remember, but things got really tight really fast. And yeah, like next time, I mean, I had a little drawing of how I wanted it to look, but I never took those things into consideration. Next time I do something like that, I'm going to be, more considerate of where and why I'm placing them there, and if we're blocking anything that we shouldn't be blocking. So yeah, that was another thing. What else? What else? Well, first I'm gonna put my serum on. This one's from Natasha Denona. It's my favorite one. If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know I love this one. This one or the like the glowy drops from Glow Recipe, I believe. The watermelon ones, those are really good too. But this one is, I think this one's both like a primer and serum. Energizing and hydrating primer serum. So I just use a little bit because I have really dry skin. So I do a heavy moisturizer and then I do this and then I do my primer. Okay. And next, let's see. Oh, sponsors. Oh, girl. I announced sponsorship packages literally 30 days before the fashion show. And let me tell you why. One, I've never done that before. And second of all, I didn't think it was going to be that much work. Like, and this is why. I had right off the back, I had someone tell me like, I want to be one of your sponsors for the fashion show. And I was like, really? Oh, okay, cool. So I already had $500 right off the back. Cool. Someone else came to me and was like, my business will donate $300. I was like, oh, period. So that's why my sponsorships were the way they were. I was like, well, if someone's willing to give me 3 and 5, then I'll just base it off of those. So I did 250, 500, and then 1,000 for the biggest one. I know. No. I should have never done that, because if you ask me today to do it again, I would start 4 to 6 months before the fashion show, or I would do it way before. I did not know it was going to be that hard. I thought people were just going to be like, hell yeah, I need a write-off, like, where do I sign? Here's my money. No, it was so hard. It was so hard. I sent over 100 emails. It was so hard. It was so hard. I don't know, I could be wrong, but my intuition tells me that a lot of businesses were more like, so you want us to pay for your party kind of vibes, like not seeing it from a different perspective. So my POV was very like, this is something we're doing for the community. Like, why are we limiting ourselves to fashion and fashion shows in LA and New York City? Why not bring it to the Central Valley? Why? Not only that, this is like a small business owned by a Latina. This little girl that came from Mexico City to the United States at 6 months old, left again, came back. So for those of you guys that don't know, Mama had this crazy idea when I was little. I think I was like in 2nd grade, that we were just gonna pack our bags, our entire house, and move back to Mexico City. So I lived there for 2 years. And then my mom was like, hell no, let's go back. So then I ended up back here. So that is why my Espanol is very, very good. I know how to speak and write it pretty proficiently because of that. Anyway, me losing my train of thought. Where was I at? Sponsorships. So I just felt like they didn't see the vision, and that was very discouraging. Very, like, there was days where I would just like want to bang my head on the table, because I was like, you can ask my boyfriend, I want to cry right now, because I worked so hard, so hard, like trying to reach out to people, and it just took me way out of my comfort zone to have to ask people for money. And that's why when people ask me like, you need to do it a yearly thing, the first thing I think about is having to step out of my comfort zone again and it almost feels like I'm begging people. It was hard. It was very hard. Towards the end, when we were finalizing everything, like finalizing, I didn't meet my sponsorship goals, so a lot of the money had to come out of pocket. Mind you, I quit my job October of 2023. My funds were very limited. My funds were, let's just leave it at that, were very limited. You guys know I've kind of always worked and have busted butt for Selfie Ready. So just to kind of give you guys a little backstory, my significant other takes care of everything he needs to take care of in his household. And I'm not going to sit there and ask for anything more than that, because I already feel like he's doing his due diligence. So baby, It was all me. It was all me. I had to figure it out. So yeah, I just don't want to have to go through that again. If I do, I am gonna do things differently to hopefully not have to go through that again, through the hardship of it and having to pay for it as well. So I don't know, there's just a lot of things. So anyways, towards the end we were trying to finalize the, I don't want to say the paperwork, what is it, the program to the Selfie Ready fashion show. And these are things that need to get printed. And I had a couple of sponsors that had told me like, yeah, but then they were like giving me like the runaround. But there were important people in my life that I was just like, I don't want to leave them out. And then a day before they're like, okay, like here's my money. So it was like a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, like where I had to, honestly, you guys, I am that one person that if you leave me on red, I cannot wait for you to reach out to me so I can leave you on red. And I know it sounds so ugly. I know it does. And it's probably something I need to work on. But there's people that leave you on red, but they don't mean like bad intention. They're honestly just busy, or that's where the conversation ended. Like it, you know what I mean? But then when it comes from a bad place, like you can just tell, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna do the same thing to you. So you're like, don't play with my time, girl. Don't play with me. So if they weren't answering my texts, I remember the day of, I was sitting there with the person putting the program together, and she's like, so I just need an answer. I literally had to pick up the phone and call these people and be like, hey, I know you're busy, blah blah blah, but we're sitting down, we're putting the program together, and I just need to know whether I need to put your information on here or not, your business on here or not. And that took a lot for me. That took so much because I felt like I was begging and I didn't want to beg. You know, maybe their circumstances changed, and that's okay. Like, but just like let me know. You know what I mean? So it was a lot. It was so much. And then I had a lot of people that couldn't come that literally just reached out and were like, I can come, but here's $100. I can't be there, but I really want, I see the vision. I'm so proud of you. Here's $150. Oh my God. Like, and I know like maybe to others it might not seem like a lot, like $100, but to me it meant the world. It meant the world because that could have easily paid maybe for a week of your groceries, and you chose to give it to me. So again, like to everyone that helped, like in any way, shape, or form, whether you donated your time, I know someone graciously sent me like $75 and was like, hey, this is for the bar budget. Those $75 that same day, like literally as I was receiving the money, I was paying for something. I was either like paying a vendor in full, or however, like putting another deposit in, whatever. So I remember that day going to Costco and loading up on, we didn't buy the alcohol that day, but we did buy like essentials. Like I know we needed sodas for a lot of the drinks. We needed squirts and cokes. We needed cups. We needed napkins. We needed this. Like all those essentials. Right off the back, it was $100. And then we did buy alcohol. That was like another $300, I think it was. So yeah, it was a lot. So sponsorships, I know how to go about it. Obviously, if I were to do it again, I would maybe change the packages a little bit different. I would ensure that the sponsors were coming, because I assumed they were coming and a lot of them just didn't show up. A lot of them did tell me like, hey, I can't come, like, and that's why we were able to do a couple of giveaways, was because a lot of sponsors were like, hey, I can't come. And I was just like, well, then let's do a giveaway. Let's get you some more followers. What can I do for your business? Let's figure this out. So I think we did 3 giveaways. So that was that. And then what's next? What else? What else? What else? I don't know. What else? I think that was it for that part. Let's move on to the good things. So, makeup artist. Oh my God. We got, oh no, hold on. We did run into a couple issues. So that'll take us over to the makeup artist, but we had one makeup artist no call, no show. I know. And we literally, my makeup artist lead and I stayed up till midnight one day. Mind you, she works a 9 to 5 job, 9 to 6, whatever. By the time she gets home, takes her kids and her family, and then started working on selfie. So what we did, I tried to stay very organized, and I was like, this person is wearing this, this, and this. This person is wearing this, this, and this. Send it over to her. She put it together with the look, and it's just not putting it together with the look. It's like, let's get what look can we give this outfit? Not only that, if she's wearing multiple outfits, we got to make sure that look goes with all of the outfits. So a lot of creativity, a lot of organizing. So we stayed up till midnight, took care of that. The next day, she DM'd everybody individually, was like, this is your model, these are your looks, and then this is the makeup look. So God bless her heart. She helped me so much, not only in that area, but with a lot of other things. She deserves, honestly, the world. I could not have asked for a better makeup artist lead. So, yeah, we had one no call, no show. There was another one. God bless her heart. Her daughter had an emergency overnight. Like she left, I think, Children's Hospital like at 4 or 5 in the morning. She also lives like 45 to an hour away from the venue. So she still made it. She was late, but she made it and she killed it. So shout out to her. Actually, I'm gonna do my contour first. Shout out to her because I mean, the commitment, girl, the commitment. I love you for that. And she called, like she made sure she like I didn't reply to her DM because I was so busy, but she made sure she called me and was like, hey girl. So I love that for her. I would recommend her to anyone and everybody. And then we also had a model that didn't show up. She didn't no call, no show, but she took a trip out of state and was supposed to fly in that same day at 8 a.m. And I knew this, but I was trying to stay positive and hope for the best and not trying to throw any negativity at, well, something might happen. Like, that's a huge risk. Nope, I just took it with a grain of salt. And then that morning on my way to the venue, she was like, so I'm not gonna make it. I'm stranded and stuck at the airport. So that means like I think she had 3 looks or 4 looks. We had to throw in some of the other girls, some like it just everything, like not having one of the makeup artists show up, that kind of threw things off. One of the models not showing up, but still having to fulfill those looks because we had already like planned out how they were gonna walk and when and all that stuff. So that was interesting to say the least. So there was that. And then makeup artist. Okay. They were the most. I am so incredibly blessed. Not to toot my own horn, but when we looked at the list of makeup artists that we had, we were just like, we're so blessed. They were so amazing, so sweet, so ready to work, so grateful to be part of this event. Like, I could not have picked a better team to glam up our models. Chef's kiss. Love them all. Our models. So right off the back, we had 10 models. I wasn't gonna do a model call, but just something told me we need backup. Thank God I did it. So we had 30 days before the fashion show, we had a model call. And I think we added on 4 girls. So that was pretty dope. And I'm glad we did it because they were amazing. Who doesn't love a new face? They're just, everybody was just wonderful. Again, models donated their time. Makeup artists donated their time. I know for the makeup artist, I did whatever I could to kind of help out. So I bought essentials, like being a makeup artist myself. I know that beauty blenders are essential, like any disposables are essential. So my makeup artist Lena and I got together and we just built like these little kits for them. And then we had extras. And then the models got, I wanted to make everybody a goodie bag, but I just didn't have enough products. But I'll post a picture if I can right here, but J Bash sent me a bunch of like these little goodie bags. So I filled it with like, I went out and bought like granola bars, chips, water bottles, like little things like that. And then they got like boob tape and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. We also had, and I don't think anybody was expecting this, and I didn't even think about announcing it either, but we had our first group, which I'm always going to be grateful for, our first group of male models that killed it. I could not have been more proud of them. Oh my God, they did so good. Again, I wish this show would have been a lot longer and we would have been able to show you more, but it was amazing. So shout out to all of them. Shout out to Keith. If you don't follow him, I'll put his Instagram right here. His his wife signed him up as a model because I just put like a little, looking for, in search of male models. And she signed him up. He showed up. And then he was like, do you need more guys? And I was like, yeah, you got some. Goes home, puts it all together, puts it in a group chat, bam. I was like, period. So they were all amazing, such gentlemen. Fun fact, I remember being in Glam the day of, and one of them comes up and he's like, of course he sees like Selfie Ready storefront. And he's like, he kind of just speaks in, he's like, I'm here for the rehearsal, but I'm sorry I'm late. I was just at church and I just came and I like, he looked like a little lost, but he was like, me and Melina, which is my makeup artist, we were just like, our hearts melted. We were like, oh my God, he is so cute. All the male models did amazing. To see also my brand grow by seeing males wear a Selfie Ready tee in their own style with like, how they dressed it up and put it together. My heart just so fulfilled. I love it. Love it. So what else? The bartender. Oh my God, Mr. Selfie. When I saw that man, I was like, is he wearing a tux? Is that Tyser? I had no words. None. I was impressed, to say the least. And then he had gloves on, like, okay, sanitation, period. He did his research. If you guys don't know, I can't even talk. We went through a trial run of drinks, and the last one we had it with our friends, and that's when we sealed it and said, these are going to be the drinks we're going to be drinking. So I only got half of one, didn't even have time to drink an entire one. And I think I had like a little baby shot. So I was pretty happy. The palomas were my favorite. The one with Coke, which was like a charro negro, I thought that one was good, but I mean, it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, I can see why people like it, but I mean, it's whatever, to each their own. It's a very manly drink, which is what I asked for. I was like, I want a manly drink. I want shots. And I want like a paloma. And then whatever you do outside of that, I don't care. But a lot of people requested cranberry vodka, so we had that as well. The Marquise letters. Oof. Oof. I'm gonna try and insert a bunch of pictures here, just so you guys can get a visual. But the Marquise letters, oh my god. Another chef's kiss. The drapes. Oh my gosh. So the drapes looked beautiful. The chairs looked beautiful. I ended up getting the throne, and just being vulnerable and very transparent with you guys. The day of the fashion show, I was literally down to $112 to my name. $112. And the day before, I was like, I'm just gonna get the chair. Because I know I had put like a little, if I can find the post, I'll put it right here. But I said, if anyone wants to be a madrina or a padrino for the throne chair, no me lo voy a negar, like no me voy a hacer de rogar, like by all means, please girl. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is gonna happen again. Just do it. Just F it, just do it. So I ended up renting the throne, which I didn't even get a picture in it. I know, girl. I know. But I'm glad a lot of people enjoyed it. I saw a lot of people post pictures with them sitting on the throne and all the good things. So I love that. Love that for all of you guys. I love to see it. The throne. What else? What else? Oh, the drapes. So the drapes, I loved who I went with. But, and you guys can tell me otherwise, but I remember when they went to go give me the quote and I was like, okay, this is a vision, this is what I need. I remember specifically saying, I need them to not be transparent. Like I need it to be a thick material because there's going to be girls changing and I don't want anyone to get a little sneak peek. Of course, I told all the girls to wear booty shorts and then like a little bralette or whatever. Boob tape, they could, you know, just to make things easier in case someone were to like accidentally walk in or think that was a VIP lounge. You know what I mean? So, they were transparent and you can see, like you can, you know, if you were far enough, you couldn't see maybe, but yeah, they were see-through. And the day up, I didn't say, I was just like, yeah, well, yeah, they were nice. Not gonna lie, they looked really good, but they were see-through. But I just didn't want to say anything. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. So that was the only thing. And then I do remember telling them that I needed like a little hallway so then the girls wouldn't have to fight in between the, you know, to come out. So I remember that day she was like, because she was like, okay, we're done. And I was like, oh, wait, but where's my little hallway that we talked about? And then she was like, oh, what do you mean? And then I explained to her, she's like, oh, yeah. So then she ended up pulling some from that she had added somewhere else and pulling them and making it. So yeah. But I'm still very happy. Like I would use her again. She was amazing. Her service is amazing. She's super sweet. Her team is amazing. So the communication was great. So not mad at them. Just maybe next time be like, I would just be sure that that is, or maybe put it in a text. Like this is exactly what I want. Make sure you get me right kind of vibes. So that, let's see. I don't know what else. I mean, that I can think of. Those are like some of the main points that I wanted to hit. Were like some of the things that I learned, what I can do better. Again, I feel like I am very used to kind of just working on my own and doing my own thing. And yeah, having some help, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of like me. So probably just be more open. And I feel like I did, but obviously I need to work more on it, on having like delegating, but also having it be more organized kind of vibe. So I just felt like, oh, it's fine, I'll be there. Like if you have a question, ask me, like, you know, kind of vibes. And yeah, no, I need to like maybe have a list of this is exactly what you're gonna do And if you, obviously, if you have an emergency or you have, you know, ask me, but I guess delegating correctly. Um, what else? Definitely need a fashion show committee to help me put big events like this together. For the, if I keep saying, I feel like just the next one's gonna happen. I don't know when, but it just sounds like it is. But for the next one, I feel like I would also not make it a one brand show. I would add on more. So it'd be like Selfie Ready and Friends kind of vibes, and then we close out the like Selfie Ready closes out the show. And then maybe those brands can pay a fee to be in the fashion show. And anyways, it would just trickle down from there and we'd get to the nitty gritty, but definitely have like a fashion show committee that helps me. And then we all have a job the date of, etc. The only thing is, because I used the venue where Selfie Ready was located, the venue itself didn't cost me anything. So, which means I will have to find a venue. And venues are very expensive. So, yeah, that's another thing. I'm like, if I had a hard time finding sponsors this time and I didn't even have to pay for venue, man, yeah. And not gonna lie, like I still want to go with those types of chairs again. I would love to get it draped. Same thing. I would love to invite back any influencers. Okay guys, so this is the final look. So just something simple. This is kind of like my everyday glam. Curl my hair and get dressed and we're ready to go. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys got kind of a little bit of the behind the scenes, my POV, and overall, I really hope that you guys, if you attended the fashion show, had an amazing time. And I appreciate every single one of you, whether you bought a ticket, I bought a ticket for you and your friend, bought Selfie Ready clothes. I mean, just all of your love and support if you posted. I mean, just overall, everybody, thank you so much if you have ever supported my brand in any way, shape, or form. I appreciate you so much. And I don't know, I'm already trying to brew up what's gonna happen next year. So I know, as crazy as that sounds, and everything that I've been through, I'm already thinking of how to make things better and you know what other event I can come up with. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Fall is right around the corner, so if you're in California, just know that the temperature or the weather is gonna drop soon, I hope. Because a lot of us are just so over this over 100-degree weather. Anyway, have an amazing day. I will see you guys on the next video. And that's it. That's a wrap. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, okay.